Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Western Association for College Admissions Counseling College Fair. We are so excited that you have joined us to participate in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started this evening, just a few housekeeping notes for our attendees. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the full schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. And I would now like to turn it over to our first presenter from Eastern Oregon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining in today, or if you're tuning in the future, hello from the past. Let me just turn on screen share super quick and let us get started. So my name is Allison. I am the Portland Regional Admissions Counselor for Eastern Oregon University. I'm also a graduate of Eastern Oregon with my degree in bachelor's degree in psychology and health studies. And we're just going to go a little bit into academics and programs. So if you've never been to Eastern Oregon University, we're in La Grande, Oregon. So if you're heading out from Portland, it's about 4 hours east on the 84, just past Pendleton, and right before you stop into the Idaho area. So it's an awesome place to be. It's a small town, about 13,000 people. So we are, compared to Portland metropolitan area, we are a smaller town, but we are the largest town in our county, which is really nice. So one of the first things that I noticed coming from a super small town called Los Angeles, California, was just how easy it was to get connected with everyone around me in my community. It was really easy to find like a plant sitter. I was leaving for a weekend or a week, or someone to watch after the pets. So it's really an ingrained part of the community. So we're right in the heart of the Blue Mountains. And so if you were to go to Wallowa Lake, that's an awesome place for any sort of water sports and activities for students to get involved with. It's about 1,500 acres and 8 miles if you're taking a lap all around the shore of the water. If you're looking for snow sports, Anthony Lakes is probably going to be your home away from home, with about 1,100 acres and 300 inches of snow each and every year. It's only about 45 minutes away from campus, so it's a great outdoor adventure place. My personal favorite is Morgan Lake. This is only 2 miles away from campus, and it's about 45 acres around. And my favorite part about it is that there's no motors or engines allowed on the water, so it's a really nice, quiet, tranquil, serene place to hang out, dip your feet in the water, go for a hike, camp for a little bit. Just a really awesome place to be. And so when you're coming back to campus, we have about 1,500 students on campus, which makes us one of the smaller universities in the Pacific Northwest, public or private. Once again, we are a public institution. So with that, you get kind of the best of both worlds. On one hand, being a state public school, we do have a lot of resources available and a lot of connections around the state and country. But also with the smaller class sizes, our average class is less than 25 students. The smallest class we offer is 2 students, and we don't have any large lecture halls or anything like that. And this last year, one of the biggest benefits is that we were able to actually remain open throughout most of the quarantine, and we plan on being open this year going forward as well. So here we have a list of some of the most popular programs that I get asked about pretty often, but there are lots more listed online as well. And so you can go through and check out our education program, where we got started in 1926, our psychology or pre-med program, where we have above a 96% acceptance rate into medical school. All of our pre-professional programs are very strong. Business, agriculture, lots of different things to choose from, but being liberal arts, you can really mix and match your degree as you see fit for yourself. Study abroad programs, we have pretty much partnerships in every single continent except for Antarctica. So typically students will go anywhere from their sophomore year for 3 weeks up to a full year, and you can study abroad multiple times, and there's also scholarships available. So this will be the least expensive time in your life to see the world. Student support services can honestly be its own presentation, but the main thing I want you to remember from this is anything that Eastern Oregon University can do to help make you be the best student possible will never be at cost to you. So student health and counseling, if you need prescriptions, blood work, physicals, or counseling, drop-in session, or more sustained appointments, those are all totally free and included. Learning center tutoring is always going to be free and available for you. So it's a really awesome place to get involved. And then student activities, there's quite a bit to choose from. So one of the oldest Native American powwows of this side of the country, we're really honored to be a part of. Our One Up Game Club, they do a lot of esports, and they actually get scholarships for playing video games in college, which is kind of unheard of when I was a student, but glad that we have it now. My favorite club was the OAP, Outdoor Adventure Program. And so if you're interested in hiking, skiing, snowboarding, kayaking, canoeing, rock climbing, swimming, camping, all that's totally free. You just show your student ID, check out the equipment, you're on your way. You can actually get college credit for those as well. Our athletics, if you're interested in playing sports, we are in the NAIA, National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. And so these are our sports. And so feel free to take a screenshot. I'm going to go kind of quickly through this last minute and a half. But eusports.com is going to be the best place to go. So you can get all the coaches' contact info, their emails, phone numbers, office locations. And if you want to send them any sort of video clips or stats that you have, email is the #1 best way to do that. Your first year, you are required to live on campus. And so with that, we just find students have a much higher success rate going into their sophomore, junior, and senior years and beyond. With that, we don't have any old dorms that you might think of when living on a college campus. You will never have more than 4 students living in a suite together. And so your heating, air conditioning, Wi-Fi, cable, refrigerator, bathroom, shower, storage room are all included in that. So these prices go between the entire years. That's your room, all the utilities included, as well as your food for the entire year, and you have the choice to choose what you want to do with that. Speaking of price, tuition is about $9,400 for the entire year, about 15 credits per term. And then if you're calling in from California, it's about where we state automatically granted. And about 30 seconds left, I feel. Scholarships open October 1st, so that's just a great time to have your application fully in and ready to go. About 96% of our students receive financially directly from us first, which is really nice, and so you don't have to worry too much about that. Automatic admission starts with a 2.75 coming out of high school. As long as you have these 5 core areas met, by the time you graduate, you're all set to go. We are SAT, ACT blind, so no worries about that. Just apply online, it takes about 15 minutes. There's no essay or anything required. And then once we have all of your documents, you would just receive your admissions decision in about a little over a week, and then you're all set. Finally, feel free to take a quick screenshot of this. This is like my digital business card. And yes, if you want to send me an email, call, text, or book a virtual appointment in the future, I am here for that. I'll also drop it in the chat. Thank you so much.
All right, hopefully my screen share is working. Hi, everyone. My name is Peyton. I am an admission counselor with Linfield University. Today I'm going to cover kind of the basics of Linfield. So we'll go through academics, extracurriculars, residential life, and of course the application and financial aid process. Linfield is a small university located in a small town. We are in McMinnville, Oregon, which is a town of about 35,000. We're not too far from the big city. Portland's just an hour up the Highway 99, so not too far from the action. And Linfield itself is a nice, cozy campus community. We have about 1,400 students here on campus. So our students are really getting that personalized educational experience. They're making connections in the classroom with their faculty and with their peers. Average class size is about 14. So you definitely have the ability to ask questions, get the help you need, and just again, build those relationships inside and outside of the classroom. We currently offer over 50 different unique majors across a College of Arts and Sciences, a School of Business, and a School of Nursing. I'm not going to cover all of these. I obviously don't have the time, but some of our more popular programs at Linfield include things like nursing, exercise science, psychology, education, and then business management and business marketing. But again, we have everything. I was a creative writing major and a Spanish minor as a Linfield student. So you definitely have the ability to kind of explore your interests. All students come in undeclared at Linfield. No pressure to decide right off the bat what you want to do. You have a full 2 years to the end of sophomore year to figure all of that out. And you'll also have the help of a faculty advisor through that process. So they'll be your point person to answer any questions you might have. They'll help you pick out your classes and all those sorts of things. I mentioned that nursing is a pretty popular program for us here at Linfield, and we do actually have a separate campus that's home to our School of Nursing, and that's up in the city of Portland itself. So if you're thinking about nursing, how that works at Linfield is our students spend 2 years on the McMinnville campus and then transfer up to Portland at the start of the junior year. And at our School of Nursing is where they'll finish out those nursing specific courses and their clinical hours in the hospital setting. We are a liberal arts institution here at Linfield, and that means we're all about giving you that well-roundedness to your education. Therefore, we'll have you complete this set of general education requirements. We call this the Linfield curriculum, and these are really just a great opportunity to explore some different subject areas, gain some knowledge you might not have expected to gain while you were in college, and also to kind of test out the waters and see what you might want to study if you're not really sure coming into college. Of course, your learning outside of the classroom is equally as important to us as it is inside of the classroom. So about 65% of our students at Linfield get involved in some kind of field experience. That might be research with your faculty. And we have students doing research, not just in the sciences, but also in things like theater, history, and music. Many Linfield students also opt to study abroad. A little under half will complete a study abroad experience before they graduate. We currently have 32 different programs in 14 countries for semester and year abroad, along with rotating Jan term courses we offer each year. And across the board with study abroad at Linfield, we cover the cost of your round trip airfare for that experience. In terms of getting involved outside of the classroom, there's plenty to do on our campus. Even though we're a small school, we really have that big school spirit. So whether you join one of our 50 different clubs and organizations, get involved in a choir or a theater production, maybe you want to join a sorority or a fraternity, or you're into outdoor recreation, we have all of those groups on campus. So no matter your interest, you'll definitely find your smaller community within the larger Linfield community here on campus. We are a highly residential institution, and that means we have a 3-year residential opportunity for our students at Linfield. So you'll live on campus for at least 3 of your 4 years. The great thing about that is, again, you're making those connections with your peers, you're going to campus events, you're close to your classes, all those great things. For your first 2 years, you'll live in a residence hall in a traditional college dorm room like the one you see on the slide. And once you're a junior at Linfield, you're eligible for an on-campus apartment, which is a bit more of an independent living situation. For any athletes in the audience, we do have competitive athletics here at Linfield. We are a part of the NCAA Division III. If you're interested in getting involved, we have a recruiting form on the website. Just search Go Linfield Athletics and it should pop right up. That's the best way to get connected with our coaches. And finally, talking about the nuts and bolts of application and financial aid. We are a common application school, so you'll apply for free through there. We are test blind this year, I should say, for fall of 2022. So we're not requiring ACT or SAT scores for admission decisions or financial aid. We have 3 different application deadlines you can choose from. So plenty of options depending on what your timeline is looking at. Like the earliest is coming up pretty soon on November 1st, and that is a non-binding, non-restrictive early action deadline. So you apply by then, you hear back from us a bit sooner. And lastly, just to talk about financial aid, we are a private university here at Linfield, so that total direct cost of $59,000 per year can always look a bit intimidating at first. But the bottom line is hardly any Linfield student is paying that much to attend. Most of our students receive enough financial aid from us as an institution and from state and federal funds that they are able to pay about the same to attend Linfield that they would to attend a public state institution. 100% of our students with need at Linfield do receive financial aid, and the average aid package currently sits about $38,000 per year. So we really try to bring that cost down for our students. And if you are close by, we are open for visits, so we would love to have you and show you around. And finally, there's my contact information, so feel free to take a screenshot. I'll also put it in the chat for you guys, and I'm happy to talk to you at any point and answer any questions you might have. Thanks so much.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me. My name is Dan Guthrie. I am with Oregon Institute of Technology, or Oregon Tech, as you've heard, or sometimes you'll hear us referred to as OIT. So let me tell you a little bit about our school. So total enrollment, we're about 5,300 students. That means we're the size of a small private university, but we have all the benefits of a public university. In-state students are about 78%, but you guys, WACAC students, we would love to have you come up. We're located about 15 minutes or 15 miles north of the California border, so we're more a part of California than Oregon, it feels like sometimes. So we're powered by the sun and the heat. We like to lean on our green initiatives. We like to talk about our geothermal heat that we have on campus, for over 40 academic problems, which I'm going to buzz through really quick on some of my other slides. 50 plus student clubs and organizations, including an engineering club that engineers, builds, and races a F1 type car. So if that's the type of thing you guys are into, what a great, amazing opportunity. We're in AIA D2, and we have 2 residence halls in Klamath Falls. The residence halls, we don't require you to live on campus for any of your time, but we recommend it. So we have your typical freshman dorm or dining hall, or not dining hall, residence hall. And then we have apartment style, which is a 4-bedroom apartment with a living room and a kitchen and 2 bathrooms. But I kind of want to touch on my buttons here a little bit. I know I don't have a ton of time, but the average starting salary for an Oregon Tech student walking off the stage is right about $60,000 per year. 96% of our students are employed or enrolled in grad school within 6 months after graduating. And our average class size, 91% of our courses are 30 or fewer, but most of them are 20 or fewer. It's not rare to have a lab or a small class with 6, 8, 10 students, which gives you access to your peers, gives you access to your instructor, and they're the most important people to work with. So we have engineering and technology, as you can see here. I can't go through all of them, I would love to. Tech-infused business degrees. So everything we have at Oregon Tech is polytechnic, meaning it's hands-on. And even in accounting, we want to teach you the technology side of all of it. So if you're into technology, if you're into computers, if you're into engineering, design, business, health arts and sciences, which is pre-med, nursing, dental hygiene, communications, we have all of these things that that can take you into pretty much any industry that you're interested in. Our medical imaging technology is something that a lot of students come to Oregon Tech for, with diagnostic sonography, nuclear medicine. These are ways to see inside the body without having to cut them open, doing sonograms, doing things like that. So I really wanted to focus on these. I wanted to blow through those first slides. So we have a unique first year admission requirement. So our 15 core subject requirements is what builds your core GPA, which is what we base your admissions off of. So 4 years of math and 3 years of lab science are the things we look at the most. So a lot of your high schools won't require 4 years of math, but at Oregon Tech we do. So if you have a 3.0 based on these 15 requirements and you have no deficiencies, meaning you haven't got an F or a D in one of the classes and you haven't not taken one, you're going to be an automatic admit. If you have a 2.5 or higher, up to a 3.0, and you have one deficiency, then we'll allow you to come in on a contingency basis. The only thing that's an automatic deny is if you are missing 1 year of math and 1 year of science. So you can't have a math and science deficiency. You could have a math or science, and we can work on that. Maybe you could retake it. Maybe you could take it at community college and transfer it. But I just wanted to explain that to you because it's a little unique to our situation. We are very affordable. You guys would be WUI students, about $30,148 per year. Again, that's with on-campus housing and then soft costs of books, supplies, and personal expenses. As you can see, WUI tuition is about $4,000 more than in-state. So we're still a very affordable option for an out-of-state school. A lot of students want to go away for their school of choice, and Oregon Tech would be that affordable way to get out of the state. And we have automatic scholarships that I wanted to cover real quick. So at 376 and higher, or 1180 or 24, you're getting $4,000 a year, $3,000 a year for the next tier, $2,000 for the next tier. Very affordable. Get your FAFSA in, apply for over $800,000 in scholarships. Our online application is open now. Here's all of my information. You'll self-report on your application. So you'll write in everything. There won't be any need for you to send a partial or, you won't need to send in a partial transcript to show exactly what your grades are. But once you graduate, we'll need your transcript. So there we go. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being here with us tonight. My name is Delta Lee. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and I am one of Oregon State University's California admissions advisors. I'm so super excited to be here with you today to talk more about OSU, also known as Beaver Nation. Oregon State University is a premier statewide research university with our main campus located in Corvallis, Oregon. Corvallis is about 90 minutes south of Portland, and it's considered a traditional college town. But as a student at OSU, you might not spend all of your time on our Corvallis campus, as you might be out on the rest of the state doing that research. We do have over 15,000 acres of research forest across the state for our forestry or environmental science students. We also have a coastal campus called the Hatfield Marine Science Center, just 45 minutes away for students interested in ocean science or marine biology. We also have anthropology or archaeological digs located in the state in Idaho. So hands-on learning is very at the core of what we do at Oregon State, and it does exist across the board. But for us, that does kind of start with our main campus in Corvallis, where we have just over 26,000 students and a welcoming and warm community. As you can see at the bottom of the page here, we've been listed as the number 10 best college town in the nation. And hopefully you can get up to visit campus to experience that yourself in person. And we are doing on-campus tours throughout the school year. We are a community that cares as well. So we believe in supporting students more than just in their academic realm, but also in their personal and holistic well-being. So we do have 7 cultural resource centers. These are 7 distinct spaces where students can find and share in their identity and their culture, whatever that may be. A few examples include our Pride Center, our Women and Gender Center, our Black Resource Center, and other places where those students are amplifying their identity and what they love about their community with the rest of campus and Corvallis. We also have a number of academic success offices to support students through their academics, as well as counseling and psychological service to make sure that students are mentally healthy and are kind of paying attention to their mental health as well. And then we also want to make sure that you're getting to where you want to go after you leave us. So we do have a career development center that will help you with things like resume building and mock interviews, who will also be putting on multiple career fairs throughout the year. I can't get through one presentation without saying go Beavs, as I'm really proud of kind of the work that the university is doing. We have been ranked #1 in the Pacific Northwest for innovation, and a lot of that is coming from the research that I mentioned. We are one of 3 universities in the United States that has all 4 federal research grant designations and around 200 research labs right on campus. So if you're looking to get your hands into research in your undergraduate years, we have those opportunities available for you. When it comes to student life, there's also lots going on with over 400 clubs and organizations, Division I and Pac-12 athletics, as well as over 200 travel abroad programs in over 70 countries, and about 18% of our students involved in Greek life. So super active community across the board. When it comes to academics, we have over 200 academic programs with 0 impacted majors, with our general areas of study or academic colleges located on the right-hand side. Some of those popular colleges include our College of Engineering, where we offer 15 accredited engineering majors, things such as environmental engineering, architectural engineering, manufacturing engineering, and more for students to get involved in. The College of Business is also very popular for us, where we have a few different programs such as family business, finance, accountancy, innovation management, entrepreneurship. And those students have an 84% job placement rate as graduating Beavers with us. They're also in a fully immersive kind of first year experience through a course called Be Engaged, where they're creating a business or supporting a business within their first year at OSU. I'll wrap up with just the top 3 of our popular programs, including our pre-professional programs. So things such as pre-med and pre-veterinary studies, pre-physical therapy, things that you need to get to grad school, where we will give you advising and resources to be standout candidates for that grad application process. If you're not quite sure what you want to study yet, definitely look into our University Exploratory Studies program, or UESP. This is an opportunity for students to explore our academic offerings before they select their graduation major. So really great opportunity if you're thinking about 7 different majors or aren't quite sure yet where to start. And then last but not least, we have an honors college that is a slightly different environment for students, kind of like a dual enrolled experience, where folks who are completing a senior thesis capstone project before they graduate. Just a bit of information for our admissions and financial aid kind of realm. We are test optional, so you are not required to submit test scores to us. You can if you would like to, but they're not required for admissions or for scholarship review. And we do a holistic review. So you're not just your GPA, we also take a lot of weight from your essay, your activity sections, and the other things from there. And then last but not least, we are reviewing all students from California for the Western Undergraduate Exchange, or the WUI Scholarship. While we automatically review, we do not automatically award, as it is a highly competitive scholarship to receive. So just keep that in mind. And if you want to maximize those opportunities, feel free to apply for our early action deadline of November 1st. But that's it for me tonight. Go Beavs, and I'll pass it on to my colleague at our sister campus, Brittany at OSU Cascades.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. My name is Brittany Preston, and I work at OSU Cascades, which is a branch campus of Oregon State University. If you've never heard of us, that may not be surprising because we just opened our physical campus in 2016. So this photo kind of shows you the corner of campus, but we are the smaller version of Oregon State University. So if you like everything, if you're looking for a really hands-on experience and an opportunity to, experience OSU, but in a smaller school setting, we may be a great fit for you. We currently have just under 1,400 students. Our average class size is 18. So we definitely have that more smaller school, private school experience. You get the OSU experience, but in a smaller package. You also get the beauty of Bend, Oregon, which I'll talk a little bit about. But a lot of our students are excited about being a part of a new campus. They're excited about the relationships they build with faculty. They're excited about the access to research and hands-on learning, and I'll highlight some of that this evening. But if you've never heard of Bend, Oregon, it is a vacation destination. We're in the center part of the state of Oregon. If you are afraid of the rain, we might be a good fit for you because we actually get 300 days of sunshine in Bend and in Central Oregon. We're known for skiing and hiking and biking. So a lot of our students really love the outdoors, not only for outdoor adventure and activity, but also, like Delta said, for a lot of those research projects and for those hands-on learning opportunities. We currently have 21 undergraduate degree programs, and we add about 3 different majors every year. So we have some traditional ones like biology and psychology, engineering degrees, but we also have unique programs. We have an outdoor products major. So for students who are looking at working at Patagonia or REI or some of Hydro Flask, some of those outdoor product companies. We also have hospitality management, but we at the same time have great business degrees and social science degrees and teaching degrees. So there's a pretty broad range of experiences you can have. One of the benefits of being a new university is we get to talk to industry about what they want to see in their grads. So a lot of our programs like energy systems engineering come out of conversations with industry of what do they want to see in that next employee? How can we innovate when we approach education? So instead of just preparing a mechanical engineer, we prepare students to think from cross disciplines. So energy efficient and energy focused, but looking at mechanical, industrial, and electrical, and how those work together to solve real world problems. It's also not uncommon for me to see our engineering students working with our art students and our computer science students working, with our engineering students. So there's a lot of collaboration across majors. So don't put a lot of pressure on yourself this evening that you've got to know your major, because you're going to get to explore on our campus and you're going to get to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. And a big part of that experience is this guaranteed experiential learning experience. It's important to us that you take what you learn in the classroom and you apply it to real world experiences. That could be an internship, that could be study abroad, that could be research. We are a part of OSU, so many of our faculty are doing outstanding research projects, many of them federally funded with different grants. And we don't have a lot of grad programs, so our students get to experience research from day one. So whether you're a biology student and you want to study with one of our faculty, or you're a social science student and you want to study behavior and the impacts of COVID, you'll have that opportunity here at OSU Cascades. And I mentioned a beautiful location. We know you're going to study hard, so playing hard and where you live is really important as well. This is actually 3 minutes from campus. This is the Deschutes River, and our students go down there and paddleboard. You'll notice there's a beach, but there's a path that goes over to shops and restaurants, or you can take the trail up into the mountains. And then about 25 minutes from campus, you'll find Mount Bachelor. That's a ski resort here in Central Oregon. So as I mentioned, many students enjoy skiing and snowboarding. There's a great video on our YouTube channel where students go to class and then head up to the mountain and then come back to class. It's definitely a pretty fun place to go to school. We currently actually have more building than this photo shows, but we own 128 acres that we're building the campus out onto. So you get to be the part of a beginning. You get to be a part of this growth. And this picture is actually even outdated because just last week we opened Ray Hall, which is our new academic building. But all of the buildings are state of the art. You have labs, you have cadaver labs, you have co-labs where I mentioned different disciplines working together in that hands-on learning piece. And then we are very excited because we're going to start building our Student Success Center next as well. All of our freshmen are required to live on campus, so pretty traditional. You'll see our traditional dorm rooms, but they all have private bathrooms. So gone are the days of community bathrooms. You do get private bathrooms on our campus. And as I mentioned, they're all new spaces. And then student life is huge on our campus. That's part of your experience. That's part of your growth. It's really important to us that you find community and you find place, whether that be with rock climbing club or psychology club or gaming club. Our hope is that you find your home and your place here. And that's a true part of OSU Cascades. I really won't dive too much into admissions since Delta kind of covered that a little bit, but we follow the same admissions process as OSU Corvallis. In fact, we share an application. So when you apply for admission, you will come to a question that says, do you want to apply to Cascades? Do you want to apply to Corvallis? Or do you want to apply to both? And you get to indicate which campus you're interested in applying to. But as many others on the call tonight, I invite you to come to our campus. We're doing daily tours. We also have some preview days coming up, but there's no better way to get a feel of what the campus is like than to see it in person. You've got to experience Bend and downtown in the Old Mill District, that river area I was talking about. But I invite you to join us, and I will put a couple links in chat that include ways to register for those events. But you're on the edge of a bright future, and enjoy this college search process. And thanks for being here tonight.
All right, everyone, we are coming to the conclusion of our night. We have a couple more questions that we will answer for you. But my name is Donna Ramos Barsana. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions for Pacific University, Oregon. And we're located in a town called Forest Grove, Oregon, pretty centrally located, where you're 30 minutes from downtown Portland. where you can enjoy the city life and everything that makes a city great. We're about an hour away from the coast to do things like sea kayaking, backpacking trips, surfing, all the things that make an Oregon coast really wonderful and beautiful. And we're 15 minutes from what we like to call our Silicon Forest, similar to the play on the Silicon Valley term that you're familiar with. And so it allows you to have internships with many companies. Some of the more popular ones is our Nike headquarters, which is located, again, 10 minutes from our campus. Adidas headquarters that we have in Portland, Intel, Columbia Sportswear, satellite campuses for Google, Amazon, and those types of things. So really, if you want to kind of be centrally located to a big city, the coast, or the outdoors, and as well as an opportunity to do internships, we're really centrally located. So some of the facts and figures, we're just under 4,000 students at Pacific University, Oregon, 65 different undergraduate programs, which I'll show you in a second, over 31 graduate programs, and an average class size of 19. And looking at our clubs and study abroad programs, you're going to be having about 70 plus different clubs and over 26 study abroad programs. So kind of looking at the different things that you can do for your programs. These are some of the more popular majors that we have on our campus. I would have to say that a lot of them are kind of geared towards the natural sciences. We're the first doctorate of optometry in the country and first 3D eye clinic in the world. Kinesiology is our most popular major. And I know during this pandemic, it was kind of hard to figure out what you're good at and what you would value and what you want to do, and having a career, such big questions to answer during a pandemic. And so we definitely want to support you through that process. We have a kind of a class called Essentials of Human Knowledge, where we bring all the professors from all the academic disciplines. We talk about all the majors and what you could do with it. So we have that class during your freshman year, and we have what we call our Advantage Scholar Program. So if you're interested in the health professions, pre-professional tracks listed here, you're going to have a guaranteed interview into any one of our doctorate schools during your junior year. And there's a 92% acceptance rate by going to our school and going to any one of our programs in these allied health professions. So 100% of our classes are taught by professors. We are 4-1-4 semester system. So 4 months of fall and the entire month of January and 4 months of spring. That month of January, you can either be at home for an extended holiday break. You can choose to do an internship or some kind of shadowing program. Or, before the pandemic, we were sending students abroad. So we have a chance to be abroad, or you can take a class Monday through Friday for 3 hours a day and be done with it. It's already included in your tuition. We also have a 4-year graduation guarantee. So as long as you declare your major by the end of your sophomore year, you're guaranteed to get out in 4 years. If you take a 5th year at Pacific, we'll actually pay for your tuition. And 93% of our graduates have something locked in within the year of graduating, whether a career in their field, an internship, or a grad program. So here are some of the different clubs and organizations you can be part of. So they're ranging from Greek life, advocacy clubs, academic clubs, culture and religious, as well as sports and recreational. The average student is involved in 3 things outside their major. So hopefully you find something that really allows you to showcase all your interests and talents and abilities. If you're interested in participating in sports, we have the Go Boxers website where you can look for your coach and work with me. I'm the athletic liaison, so we can get you connected with our coaches. We're Nike sponsored from head to toe, and all of your expenses and those kind of things and travel are completely covered, even though we're a Division III school. If you're interested in performing arts, we have all these opportunities for you in band, dance, choir, theater, as well as a cool major like music therapy. If you're interested in applying to our school, we have the common application that's available. I will waive all the application fees for all the students interested in Pacific. You would follow these steps, or you can send me an email. We require the common application, letter of recommendation, your official transcript, and we are test optional. So I look at all these pieces to determine what kind of scholarship you're going to have. All of our students during the pandemic, now that we had to pivot, every single student who is admitted gets a guaranteed scholarship of $15,000 per year and goes all the way up to $27,000. Talent-based scholarships ranging from band, dance, choir, theater, STEM, world language, philosophy, giving you $500 to $6,000 per year to participate, and you don't have to major in it, and we accept all outside scholarships. The one event I really want to drive home is our senior preview day, and you can follow that link. It allows you to hear from different professors, current students, and it gives you a guaranteed $4,000 scholarship to either be on campus and see the event, or you can do it virtually from the comfort of your home on a Saturday. I'm definitely here to support you through this entire process. That is my email address and direct line. So you can feel free to call or text that line if you have any questions. I also used to be a high school counselor at both a public and private school. So if you have questions about reading your essay, helping you get the strongest application possible, I'm always here to support you. So thank you so much for your time and look forward to working with all of you. And thank you for your interest in Pacific University, Oregon.
Wonderful, fantastic. Thank you to all of our presenters for that wonderful information. It looks like we have about 4 or 5 minutes left. So let's go through one question. I'm going to ask our presenters one question and they're going to share their responses with you. And just a reminder to our presenters, we'll just go in the same order that everyone presented in. So here is our question for the evening. What is one piece of advice that you would give to someone going through the college search process? Eastern, you want to start us off?
Of course, I love that question. The best piece of advice that I ever received when I was in high school was visit the campus. There are so many colleges out there, and you will find the one that's a perfect fit for you. Talk with your admissions counselor, visit the campus, visit the campus, visit the campus.
All right, my one piece of advice to you guys would probably be just to keep an open mind. And I'm sure you've heard that a million times already, but like everyone else has said, there's so many colleges out there and you never know what you're going to find, right? You might write a college off at first. Maybe it turns out they have the program you're looking for. Maybe it's in a city that's a lot cooler than you thought it would be. So definitely just explore all your options and do your due diligence and look into everything.
Those are good. Yeah, I would go a different direction and say start early. This is one of the first times you're going to be working with processes that have very strict deadlines. So start your applications early, start your FAFSA early, start your scholarship search and applications early, because this year's going to fly by and it's going to catch up to you in the spring. And if you start all of this now, you're going to be in really good shape.
Yeah, I endorse everything that's been said, especially visiting campuses. But for those of you who can't visit in person or, for whatever reason can't get up to campus, definitely utilize the virtual visit resources that many universities have adapted throughout the pandemic, right? So definitely pop online, ask your advisor for whatever college you're interested in if they have virtual visit opportunities, and then visit them virtually that way, because it's always better to get that personal kind of point of contact, even over the computer if you can't get to campus throughout your college search process. So definitely utilize the website and all the resources that have cropped up over this past year or so.
My advice is start somewhere and ask for help. You might be at a different stage than your friends in this process, and that can create anxiety, that can stress you out, but we're all starting somewhere, and there are so many people here to help you through this process. If you don't have a lot of support at home, you have school advisors, you have admission staff here that are happy to walk you step by step. So don't be afraid to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. We're here to help you, and we want you to find your future. It's such an exciting journey, and I hate to see students get stressed out about it, because it really, really is a fun time in your life.
Yeah, and I think everyone had amazing advice. And so yeah, definitely here to help you. And one thing I definitely want to remind you is that remember your daily decisions and daily habits, right? So it's just kind of that, hey, instead of being on social media for 3 hours and getting lost in that vortex, maybe look at your essay for 30 minutes. Or maybe write a to-do list, maybe spend 10 minutes to ask for help or write an email to a college. So remember that it's not the giant goals that you're setting, but that daily decision and daily habits that you're having that get you leaps in front of everyone and feel better and more confident about yourself in this process. So daily decisions.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Students, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very, very quick 5-question survey. And we greatly appreciate any feedback that you are willing to provide us. We also encourage you to check the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You will be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/WACAC. And just one more time, thank you to everyone, all of our college representatives, all of our students and families that joined us this evening. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.